So this is how to make impressive resume. So first of all, before starting anything, it is important to know what is resume at all. So resume is a formal documentation that a job applicant needs to itemize their qualification for position. Here, itemize means to provide in a meaningful manner. Next thing is why we should build a resume. First of all, it prepares you for the interview. If you are having a resume, most likely that you are preparing for interview, and you should focus on what are the things that you have told in your resume, because most of the in interview that comes is from the resume. Next, it organizes you. So once you said something in your resume, you have to make sure that you have that educating skills. So you will visit often and you will practice regularly to have that skills and become good at it. Next thing, it gives a sense of security. If you keep on updating your resume, then will ultimately tend to the eye of a recruiter, and as it is being changed regularly, so recruiter can get that yes, this guy has learned these skills and these are the qualifications of this guy, girl, or anyone, and they can just approach you. You can literally get a thousand of opportunities by just building a resume, and a good one actually. Next thing, it can be used as a calling card. So most of the time what happens is to list their resume on LinkedIn, and they provide it in the features section which is on your profile. Sometimes recruiter comes and see these things. So it can act as a calling card for the recruiter. And at the last, the main job for a resume is to get you interview, and ultimately that may lead to the job. You should know how to build a resume, and this is the why part of finding builder. Listing points to keep in mind. These are the important highlights that you should keep in mind. First one, there is a lot of competition. That's to be honest, there is a lot of competitions. There are trillions of resume online, and you have to stand out. You should have something specific in your resume that someone other in your domain lacks. Next thing, one of the good thing is you can use the 30-second rule. That is, keep your resume to the point. And this 30-second is to the fact because a recruiter spend only 30 seconds list or scan through your resume. They will not give a lot of time. So if you can make them realize that you are the right person by keeping to the point, then you will have an interview at least. Now, create the value for the company. This is very important. A lot of time people just create the resume and they forget about it. But you should know where you are applying and how your skills can help that company. If you have that part, then you can actually tell your recruiter that yes, I have these skills and I can help you with these things. So you can hire me, or I am the potential employer for you. Next thing, respect and gratitude for employer. Be honest. This is one of the important things. Most of the time, what happens is that people just write whatever they want, but are actually sharing your knowledge, or employer taking the time to that. So you should have the respect and gratitude by filling the resume with the honest thing that you already have. You don't fill it with the wrong things that has an adverse effect. Next thing, how to write a resume. This is very important. These are the some of the things that you should know how to write in a resume. First thing, keep the resume clear and concise. It is very important. Don't clutter it with too much of information. Next thing, always proofread for your grammar and spelling. No one likes wrong grammar and spellings. It just gives a bad impression to the recruiter that this guy is not at all serious about this job position. Always proofread for grammar and spelling. Next thing is, don't write a very long resume. Limit your resume for two pages, but this is for greater than 15 years. For a fresher, I will suggest just limit your resume to one page. That one page will be enough with footer and header added. Next thing, always try to tailor your resume according to the position. Just don't blindly share your resume. You should tailor it according to the position that you are hiring. So you should add what are the relevant skills and remove what are not required for. Next thing is, highlight what you have accomplished. Basically, if you highlight your accomplishment, recruiter will know that yes, this guy has these things and can help me with all these things. So I can trust on this guy. It just helps you to build a connection at a deeper level and have a trust. Next thing, use simple words and action words. Try to keep your resume with simple wordings and always write these action verbs. Those verbs are verb plus ed, like led, harness, deployed, or develop. Like these type of stuffs, you have to use these type of words. It just gives a very positive and powerful impact on your recruiter. Next thing, include unpaid work if it is relevant to the skills that is asked for. Don't include it unnecessary. It will just clutter your resume. Next thing is include the contact information. So most of the time people write everything and they forget to mention the contact information. You should add the contact information. By contact information, I mean social media. His emails are must. Phone number if possible. That will do. Next thing is what are the things that you should not do in your resume? These are the must don'ts in your resume. First thing is don't use inappropriate email address. That here inappropriate means hard to read emails. Keep it very concise because recruiter will not be giving more than 30 seconds. Test your resume. Next thing is don't include any personal information like whatever you like and what are the things that you want to and everything like that because recruiter is not at all interested in your personal information. He just wants his done and he will pay you for that. Don't include pictures. Basically, if you are having offline copy in only standard, you can include pictures. But in online, please don't include pictures. Next, what many people do is they include a lot of information bullets. But I suggest that please keep the bullets in less than 5 to 7 bullet points per section because it will create a positive impact and being in concise is an art. Next thing is don't use personal pronoun like I, my, me because it becomes like me type stuff. So don't do it. Write your resume in a third person like someone else is writing the resume. Next thing is no simple listing of job responsibilities. That means don't just list the job responsibilities. Try to elaborate what you have done, but don't over clutter it. Just 1 to 2 lines will be sufficient. Next thing, don't make any general statements. This is the most common mistake that people make is they make general statements. I like these things. I like that will have a negative impact on your recruiter that he is not open-minded and he has so many problems. So why should I hire him or like that? Next thing is no reasons for leaving the previous jobs. Don't include any reason for leaving your previous job because now the recruiter will be in dilemma whether he will be in my company or he will leave again. So don't make that type of psychology for the recruiter. Next, no references. Don't add references on the same resume that you have provided to the recruiter. Keep them separate on a paper. If they ask you for the references, then you provide them. That gives a positive value that this guy has done something on his own and he has then been referenced. Else, next, no irrelevant hobbies. Only you can add them if they are related to your job position. So not add any irrelevant hobbies. Recruiter is not at all interested in those things. Yes. Once you are in a company, then you can share your hobbies. But if it is related to your project, like let's say coding is your hobbies, then you can add it very easily. And that's it. So now these are some of my personal thoughts, my personal experiences that I have shared, and this is how I tailored my resume. First thing is follow the hierarchy. This is very important. This you can use as a baseline to create your resume. First thing is the most important in the 1/3 of your resume, and those includes about me, the projects, experience, and achievements. Note I have not included education in the first three because it is not at all relevant. Recruiter is not so interested in your education. He will first like to see the projects, experience, projects and experience. Experience is gained while you are working on a company on an internship basis or have left job, but that's it. Next is achievement. You should add that as the first part. Next thing is secondary important or important. Add it to 2/3 of your resume and is on the second level of the resume, that is education, certification, and patents. So once all these things have been done, the recruiter will hire you or ask you for all those things. But if he wants more information, then he will go to the next part, education, certification, and patents or the rights that you have. Adding certification is some value, but not a lot. And third is MISC. At the lowest level, you should add the MISC or miscellaneous activities like hobbies, ledgers, or acknowledgement. Next thing is add links to your book. So in case you are providing some course that you have worked these things, then you should actually provide the link to your book so that resume can visit and see your work and get regarding that. Go the extra mile. So one thing that can help you to stand out is before any resume making or anything, you can do some research on what type of company you are applying and you should know how to tailor it according to. Next is having a portfolio page on LinkedIn. Today, LinkedIn is a must thing, so you should have that. And also, if you can show your that you are also having a portfolio page where you can list all your achievements, all your projects, then they can directly go it. You don't even need the resume part. Although you can add a resume part in the portfolio page. So thank you. Thanks for giving the opportunity. Hope that you like the session. Please share your thoughts.